Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got my October wrap up for you. Alright, so October has been a pretty decent reading month for me. I got through, I'm on book 7 of what I wanted to read for October, so that's pretty good for me. So the first book that I read in October was Vicious. This book was awesome. I loved this book like almost instantly. I loved all of the characters almost instantly. Victor is probably one of my favorite characters of all time. He's so interesting and just very like, I don't know how to explain it. He's just awesome. And even though I've really hated Eli in this book, I love the way that he was written. He's not likable at all, really. And all the characters in this are just so well written. It's amazing. And really, I could just gush about this book for forever and a day, but this book was one of my favorites. This one got a 5 out of 5 stars, and I wish I could give it more. It totally deserved it. I loved the characters. The whole setting was amazing. I loved this whole plot. It was just awesome. So the second book that I finished this month was Afterlife. This book was really interesting. It started out very like kind of a little bit of emotional family drama, and then it just like ratcheted up the creepy factor until it got to the slightly disturbing stage, which was pretty cool. And I like didn't want to stop reading this until like it got to be too much some nights, so I had to read something a little fluffier. But there's just so much going on in this book. There's a lot of family drama, there's ghosts, and there's like this creepiness of this child remembering his past life, which is just like an emotional roller coaster for the family, and like the older sister getting involved in trying to help solve this whole thing. It was just really cool. So it's a mix of paranormal ghost story, horror mystery with a dash of psychological thriller in there, and it's just all set against this young adult background, and it's just a really interesting book all around. This one got a 4 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I finished was Pumpkinheads. This is a really cute graphic novel about, you know, being on the cusp of growing up and moving on to new things and going to college. This book was so cute, and it's just so fluffy and just sweet, and I really loved the art style for this. It's just so cute and colorful, and everything is very like thought out. Like the color scheme is very thought out. It's very fall. It's all very kind of lush and beautiful, and this is probably one of the sweetest books that I read in a very long time. And this one also got a solid 4 out of 5 stars, or a 4 out of 5 pumpkins, I should say. It's very cute. So the next books that I finished in October were my comic books for this month, which are issue 23 and issue 24 of the Red Robin series. Issue 23, this one had a lot of Tim's humor shining through. He's very sarcastic and very funny. I really love his inner dialogue, and it really shined in this one. And he just manages to dig himself into deeper trouble all the time, especially in this one. And this is starting like the last arc of his comic book series individual run as Red Robin, and this one got a solid 4 out of 5 stars. So issue 24 just continued those creepy vibes we got from issue 23, and I think those creepy, sinister vibes are going to keep going through the end of the series. This one is very action-packed, and it's probably a little creepier actually because the way that this comic ends, but overall I'm really loving this last arc, and I really don't want this whole series to be done yet, but you know, gotta move on sometime. So this one also got a solid 4 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I finished in October is The House of Salt and Sorrows. This was a really interesting retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses. It's very dark. I almost got Tim Burton vibes from this, and like I could see this playing out as a Tim Burton movie while I was reading it. And it's just so well written and just very creepy and like haunting, and it's almost nightmarish when you get towards the end, but it's so good. This one is probably my second favorite book of the month. And while I did really like it, there was also like probably a good portion of the middle of the book that was very like slow paced, and I just kind of wanted it to pick up a little bit faster. But then, you know, once it did finally pick back up, it was just like a race to finish this book, and it was just so good. This one got a 4 out of 5 stars as well. And then the last book, the one that I'm currently reading as of the filming of this video, is Street Magic. So far I'm only in about 2 chapters, but already one of the main characters in this, his name is Jack, and he's giving me Constantine vibes. So Constantine is a character from the DC universe who's the magician, exorcist kind of person, but Jack is definitely giving me Constantine vibes, and I'm kind of digging it already. So we'll see how this one goes. Alright, so that is what I've read in October. What did you guys read? Let me know down below. I think my favorite book that I read this month would have to be Vicious, followed very closely by House of Salt and Zaros. Yeah, what was your guys' favorite book? Let me know down below as well. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notification button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!